Welcome to Evening Yin Yoga. Today's class will be a little bit shorter than normal, maybe like 45 minutes. We will begin in a seated position. And grab a couple of blocks to keep around you, maybe a giant bolster or a rolled up towel or a small bolster for lifting your seat. And once you're seated, you can pull the flesh away from your sitting bones and allow your spine to be nice and long. Feel your sitting bones heavy in the ground beneath you. Give yourselves a few breaths to arrive, feeling your crown floating over top of your spine. When you're ready, gently allowing your eyes to fall closed. Taking a moment to turn inward, softening across your face. Taking a deep breath down into your hip flexors. Seeing if you can release any tension in your thighs. And notice your breath. Notice the temperature of the air as it enters your lungs. Notice where you feel your breath primarily. Is it in your nose or your throat? If you'd like, you can begin to elongate your breathing, keeping a nice, calm, cool, steady, smooth flow of air. And throughout our practice, I invite you to listen to your breath along the way. And if it begins to become rapid or tight, or if you feel your breath getting stuck, take this as a message to maybe release a little bit of your deep stretch or find a better angle in your anatomy. Using your breath work to calm your nervous system. Take a few slow, steady breaths down into the depths of your belly. Feeling it inflate and releasing any tension as you exhale. You can bring your palms to touch at heart center, taking an inhalation to lift your chest into your thumbs, and using your exhale to tuck your chin into your chest. This bow of gratitude to yourself for showing up to this yin yoga deep stretch practice. And you can gently blink your eyes open, finding a soft gaze on the mat in front of you, releasing your palms. And we'll roll over the knees to come into our first pose, which will be Balasana, child's pose. So if you'd like to focus your deep stretch on your quads, you can keep your knees nice and close together. Or if you'd like to focus more on your low back, you can take your knees wider and bring your toes together. Creating a pillow either with your palms or maybe with a bolster. Releasing your skull into the ground. Giving your body a moment to arrive, allowing for those last few adjustments as you settle in. Maybe you take a few slow breaths into your belly, allowing your exhale to soften your face, bring relaxation into your jaw. And as you arrive in this grounding position, I invite you to introduce a mantra or an affirmation or an intention for your practice. The general theme for our poses will follow the element of water. So if you would like to follow my mantra, I am powerful yet gentle. In this moment, I feel safe. And I trust my intention will focus my attention where it needs to be. Allowing your thoughts to come and go like water down a river. Softening into your knees, into your hip flexors where we're building this compression. Keeping the breath slow and cool. And allowing your focus to remain on your inhalations and exhalations. Allow for the tension to continue to build as you find your edge being pushed further. Or maybe you find the posture becoming more easeful, almost comfortable. Trusting in the practice, we'll take 3 slow breaths, expanding into your belly. And when you're ready, we'll gently bring the weight into your palms, lifting the shoulders, slowly pressing into the ground to come into seated. And we'll gently roll over your heels and swing the feet around slowly. And you might find your feet prefer to be a little further apart in this posture. You might even find that your toes kind of rock out sideways. Everybody's body is going to be different. It all depends on how your femur sits into your pelvis. So if you want to try to keep your heels together, that's fine. Bringing any props in front of you for comfort or just to hold up your body. And releasing your head into a forward fold, allowing for a gentle C curve to come into your spine as it will happen naturally. but allowing your skull to be nice and heavy, almost tractioning through your spine. Softening through your kneecaps. Again, allowing a few moments to arrive in the posture. Letting your muscles release. Allowing your palms to land. If you'd like, you can turn your palms face up. Listening to your breath. Seeing if you can keep those inhalations nice and expansive. Filling your belly with air like a balloon so that you might release just a little bit further into the fold. And noticing the primary areas that you're feeling, the tension. See if you can send your breath down into those areas. Maybe it's your low back, the backs of your thighs, the backs of your knees, into your feet. Give your deep tissue some time here. Settle into stillness. And as time progresses, maybe you like to lower your props or remove them completely. Allowing gravity to work with the weight of your skull to deepen the posture. Pushing your edge a little bit further as time passes. We'll take 3 slow, expansive breaths. Filling your lungs with fresh, oxygenated air. Send out through your bloodstream. Into the depths of your muscles. And when you're ready, gently bringing your weight into your palms and pressing into the ground to lift your shoulders over your sitting bones. And we'll move into Reclined Butterfly. So to start, if you would like this to be fully passive, you can take your hands and hold on to your ankle, pull it in, and do the same on the other side. And depending on your spine and the curve of your low back, you might want to build up or just put a pillow behind you. Maybe put a couple of blocks there. The tilt of your pelvis will affect that. So you might have to sit up and try this a couple of times. Personally, I prefer to have nothing under my spine. So if you have a little prop back there, taking hold of the backs of your knees or the sides of your thighs to lower down to your spine. And allowing your feet to either come closer or further away from your pelvis. If they're closer, you'll find more of an inner thigh stretch and expansion. And if you keep your feet further away, you'll find it more on the outsides and in the low back. Wherever you land, maybe you find your palms resting on your belly. Or even on your thighs if you'd like to bring a little bit of additional weight. Finding the edge that works for you. Taking slow, expansive breaths into your belly and allowing your heart to shine a beam of golden, glowing, protective light. If you find your chin tilting up, tends to happen. See if you can tuck your chin gently to elongate through your cervical spine. Feel a nice long neck. Soften your shoulders into the ground or into your support. See where you can release. Softening through your inner thighs, releasing any tension into your knees, along your calves. Bringing attention to where your feet are touching. And just taking note of that energetic connection with the earth and with yourself. And you can repeat to yourself, in this moment, I feel safe. We'll take 3 slow, expansive breaths. Feeling your lungs expanding against your props or the ground beneath you. Allowing your spine to feel supported. with each breath. And taking your palms to the outsides of your knees, and we'll close the knees first. And stepping the feet just about hips distance or maybe a little wider on your mat. We'll take a gentle windshield wiper, slowly dropping the knees to each side. Moving as if you're moving through water or jello. Allowing for your fascia to slowly rebound. With these slow movements. And eventually we'll let the knees fall to one side and very gently roll off of your bolster or pillow and remove that if you had one. We'll press up to seated. And bringing your right foot to cross over your left. I'll give a couple of options here. If shoelace is a little too intense, if crossing your knees all the way over as such is a little too intense, that's fine. Just take your heel to knee. And we'll walk down into a forward fold. So grab a block maybe to catch your forehead. If you are going for shoelace, make sure your sitting bones are fully grounded. Adjusting your foot position. And actually what we'll do for this one, maybe you take your block on the top setting here and we'll cross our left arm over top, just in a hug position. And this will just give us a very gentle stretch on our back. So as you bend forward, see where you can find that block and see if you can release into your shoulders. And if that becomes too intense, just let it go. Seeing where you can release. Feeling the gentle expansion through your right shoulder and maybe a little through the left as well. Keeping your breath smooth and steady, allowing your belly to expand into your thighs. Softening through your hip joints, softening across your face. Allowing this gentle yet powerful expansion within your being to come from within, from a place of intention and trust. Softening through your shoulders. If you had your arms crossed in the hug position, we'll very gently release the left arm and then the right in front of you. You can go face up with your palms if you'd like. And find your skull landing on your prop. We'll just take a few breaths here. See where you can release. Allowing for your edge to inform you through your fascia. And we'll take 3 slow breaths into your belly, expanding and releasing. Nice heavy skull with your last exhale. When you're ready, bringing the weight into your palms and walking your palms to lift the shoulders slowly over your hips. And you can take your hands again to uncross your right leg first, and then your left. Planting your feet, and we'll take the weight into the palms behind you and just do a very slow windshield wiper, taking note as to how each hip feels as your fascia gently rebounds. And then we'll take that on the other side. So again, discovering which side or which, if you would like to do shoelace or square. So shoelace will be this full cross where your knees end up stacking, and square is the ankle on top of the knee. And we've got our left leg crossed over top this time. Wherever you are, make sure your hip bones are grounded. Maybe you pull the flesh away from your sitting bones. And if you would like to take that shoulder stretch again, we'll bring that block in front to stack. And we'll take the right arm on top this time, left arm on the bottom. Finding your block with your elbows and releasing your skull. Finding the perfect stretch within your body as you settle in. See where you can soften. See where you can do less. Send your breath down into your hip sockets, maybe across the back of your left thigh, or maybe through your right knee. See if you can send your breath down into these joints and soften them from the inside. Allowing this compression to bring hydration to our joints and muscles. and inviting grace for yourself. As no two sides will feel the same, accepting the differences within your own being. Allowing your body to move like water naturally, with flow and with grace. If you have your arms crossed in the hug position, very gently lifting your head and uncrossing your right arm and then your left. And maybe they land face up in front of you, and you can find your head landing on your prop, or maybe you just let gravity work with your spine. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Following each molecule of oxygen down into your lungs and through your veins, through your entire body. And eventually, a few deep breaths later, that same molecule can exit. We'll take 3 slow, deep breaths, allowing your skull to be nice and heavy. And when you're ready, very gently bringing the palms under your shoulders and walking your shoulders over your hips, removing any props that were in front of you, and as passive as you can make it, taking your ankle with your hands and planting that foot, and the opposite ankle doing the same. And we'll take a little windshield wiper again, a gentle rebound, taking note how your body's feeling. And taking your palms on the backs of your thighs, we'll roll down to your spine. And tucking the knees into the chest, you can give yourself a little hug. And then plant the feet just about hips distance apart. And we'll gently lift the hips and shift them to your right and let the knees fall to your left. Come into this spinal twist. You can keep your knees stacked, or if it feels better, you can maybe cross one knee over the other, coming into twisted roots. Pressing into the left palm, see if you can square your shoulders back down. If your knee floats up a little bit, that's fine. Maybe you peer off into the right side towards your right shoulder, or you can keep your chin neutral. Wherever you land, welcome in this spinal twist with a few slow breaths. Noticing how the gentle movement with each inhale gently pulls your spine through the twist. Taking note how everything is connected. Softening your shoulders into the ground. Slow, expansive breaths. If you'd like to take a mantra for this posture, you can repeat to yourself, I am powerful yet gentle. And I trust myself. We'll take 3 slow, expansive breaths into the lungs, into your belly, swirling through the spiral of your spine, softening through your space, and taking your left hand underneath your knees and gently lifting them back to center, uncrossing if you ended up crossing that knee. Planting the feet, and we'll shift the hips back to center and give a gentle windshield wiper. We'll just let those knees fall left and right. Noticing the release in your spine. And then coming back to center, we'll bring those heels back in line with your hips. Pressing into the ground, gently shifting your hips to the left just a couple of inches, and we'll let the knees fall to the right. You can stack those knees, or if you'd like, you can cross your left knee over your right knee to come into twisted roots. Pressing into your right palm, square those shoulders back to center. Allow that knee to gently lift if it does. Focus the twist through the middle of your spine, through your thoracic cage. Maybe you peer off towards the left. or you can definitely keep that neutral chin, neutral spine. Wherever you land, take some slow, smooth, cool breaths. Release through your low back. Release through your hips. Let your shoulders be nice and heavy, like an anchor, like an island, firm, secure. You can repeat to yourself, in this moment, I feel safe. And I trust my intuition. Feeling the spiral of your smooth breath, allowing this twist to act as a cleansing, as if you were wringing out a sponge, giving your organs this gentle internal massage. We'll take 3 slow, expansive breaths into the belly, releasing any tension in your jaw. And when you're ready, taking that right hand underneath your knees, lifting them both into the center. If you had that leg crossed, gently uncrossing it. Gently shifting your hips back to center and giving those knees a slow windshield wiper, allowing them to fall from left to right. Gently noticing the difference as your knees pull your spine through these familiar twists. And eventually we'll come to center and walk your heels out long, allowing your knees to straighten gently. Maybe you rock your toes back and forth, feeling your hip bones settling into your pelvis. Giving a gentle tuck to your tailbone, allowing your spine to feel nice and long. Let your shoulders be heavy in the ground beneath you. Let your palms land wherever they land, face up, face down. Maybe they're touching your belly. Allow for your eyes to fall closed. Returning inward. Allowing for our deep tissue to fully rebound, fully resettle with new hydration, Arriving in your Shavasana, see where you can release, softening through your toes, through the balls of your feet, through your heels, releasing any tension through your ankles and across your shins, softening your kneecaps, releasing your quads and your hamstrings, allowing your pelvis to feel heavy, like a sandbag pouring sand through you into the earth. Softening across your collarbone, on either side of your neck. Relaxing your jaw, releasing your lips, letting your tongue rest gently against the backs of your teeth. Breathing a slow, deep breath into your third eye, softening your forehead. Releasing any tension in your eyelids and across your cheekbones. See if you can soften the bridge of your nose. You can begin to elongate your breath, allowing a full inhalation to bring some attention back into your physical body, feeling your lungs expanding against the ground beneath you. Bringing some attention into your fingers and toes, maybe you wiggle into your fingertips, pointing and flexing your feet. Maybe bending into your knees and planting your feet, bending into your elbows, giving a gentle stretch overhead, maybe letting those knees fall left and right again, till eventually they fall to one side, pulling your whole body onto the side. And very slowly, as if you're moving through jello or water, lifting into seated, pressing the ground away, and keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft at the ground as you arrive in your seat. Taking note how it feels to be seated upright, feeling a nice tall spine. Taking an inhale to lift your shoulders and release them down your back body. You can take the palms to heart center, allowing your thumbs to come to your chest. And with your exhale, bowing your chin into your chest. An act of gratitude to yourself for completing this practice. Have a wonderful evening. Drink some water. Thank you for joining me.